all back into my channel for another video. Now, before I begin, I would like to welcome in October. Happy October to one and to all. We are in a new month and we have 3 months left before, prayerfully, we all see 2024. So today's video is about Leonard Leo, who is reportedly under investigation. Now, before I get into this story, let me provide to you the Fair Use Act disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which states, allowance is made for fair use of copyrighted material for purposes of commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, education, teaching, and or scholarship. It provides for the legal, non-licensed citation and or incorporation of copyrighted material by others, which might be infringing under other circumstances. That being said, let's go in further on Leonard Leo. Who is Leonard Leo? Leonard Anthony Leo is an American lawyer and conservative legal activist. He was the longtime vice president of the Federalist Society and is currently, along with Stephen Calabrese, the co-chairman of the organization's board of directors. Now I'm going to share my screen again. This is fair use, so we can get into this reported investigation. Now, I always implore my listeners and those who just pop in to always do your independent research, because we all know with media, information can be retracted or some may be added in. So that being said, let's go to The Guardian and the probe into Leonard Leo. Again, this is courtesy of The Guardian. We know that election season is coming up, and many stories will be floating around, so keep that in mind. Now, according to the headline, right-wing legal activists accused of misusing $73 million. Yes, $73 million from nonprofit groups. And as we scurry down a little bit further, we'll see a watchdog complaint filed with the IRS, which we all know is the Internal Revenue Service, presents an accounting of the money paid to Leonard Leo's for nonprofit businesses, and gives you a little bit more information. Leonard Leo, a right-wing legal activist, has raked in, again, this is according to The Guardian, more than $73 million over a 6-year span from nonprofit groups that may, hopefully you can see, and my mouse is scrolling, that may, this is all alleged, may be diverting money illegally. So these are 2 key words here, diverting and illegally, to his businesses, according to a watchdog complaint seen by The Guardian. Again, do your research. Further, this article states, Leo is hugely influential and said to have been the chief curator of Supreme Court nominees when Donald Trump was U.S. president. He is a devout Catholic and is a staunch opponent of these rights right here. Now, the nonprofit watchdog organization, the Campaign for Accountability in Washington, called for the investigation into 7 nonprofit groups linked to Leo, and they allege they may be misusing millions of dollars for the personal benefit of insiders, which is a violation of their tax-exempt. And this is where the IRS comes in, the tax-exempt status. On Wednesday, the Watchdog Group, Campaign for Accountability, filed an IRS complaint dissecting 6 years of filings from the Leo-affiliated organizations and presenting an accounting of more than $73 million paid to his for-profit businesses. Now, according to The Guardian, the document concludes that Leo, and again, you see the quotes, paused several recently formed nonprofits to pay him. This is actually important as well, directly or indirectly, more than $73 million over a 6-year period from the years of 2016 through 2021. And as you can see here, the nonprofits are the Rule of Law Trust 85 Fund, formerly known as, or FKA, you see that often, the Judicial Education Project, Concord Fund, formerly known as the Judicial Crisis Network, the Federalist Society for Law and Public Policy Studies, Freedom and Opportunity Fund, Wellspring Committee, and Marble Freedom Trust. Then you do your research on those. Further down, according to the article, it's been alleged that from 2016, Leo began living more lavishly, and in 2018, paid off the 30-year mortgage on his McLean house. Now, those of you who are in the DMV, and the DMV comprises the District of Columbia, which is Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. McLean is in Virginia. McLean is a very, very, very affluent area. Just wanted to put that little backstory in there for those of you who may not be familiar with the DMV and this area of Virginia, which again is McLean. Very, very affluent area. Many politicians, athletes, businessmen and women, many live there, according to the IRS complaint. Also, it states that year, Leo bought a $3.3 million summer home in Mount Desert, Maine, 11 bedrooms. Again, this is alleged. And in 2021, it alleges that Leonard Leo bought a second home in Mount Desert, also in Maine, for $1.65 million. The Campaign for Accountability has written to the Attorney General of Washington, D.C., referring the nonprofits for potential investigation and enforcement action. Again, the Watchdog Group, Campaign for Accountability, wrote to the Attorney General of Washington, D.C., referring to nonprofits for potential investigation and enforcement action. And again, there's more information. Lastly, it says, after the passing of Justice Antonin Scalia, Leo drew up a list of 11 potential Supreme Court nominees to help. And this is really crucial here. Again, this is alleged. It has not been proven. It is just being alleged that after the death of Justice Scalia, Leo drew up a list of 11 potential Supreme Court nominees to help Trump win over conservative and evangelical voters. And Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and I did a story on him earlier this year, and Coney Barrett were on the list and voted. Keep in mind, they voted to overturn Roe v. Wade. Very interesting. Lastly, according to this article by The Guardian, Leo sought to turn the tables by claiming that the Campaign for Accountability was itself created by a liberal, quote, dark money network run by the conservative firm Arabella Advisors. And further, does Campaign for Accountability plan to ask the IRS to investigate Arabella Advisors and its web of nonprofits that have received hundreds of millions of dollars from foreign billionaire seeking to influence U.S. election? Finally, it says, of course not. They are part of it. So, this shall be interesting to see if indeed the Attorney General will be doing investigation into these allegations brought on Leonard Leo and what that could mean. Your thoughts, opinions are welcome in the comment section. Again, thank you for tuning in. If you have not, please subscribe, like, and more importantly, share this information. Again, do your research, always. Until next time, thank you so much for tuning in.